I am Pramod Thanedar and I work at General Motors as a product engineer. I am pursuing part-time MBA at the Wayne State University. This is my second class in accounting. Managerial accounting is directly applicable in the automotive business and is widely used at General Motors. I enjoyed the managerial accounting class because it is directly applicable in accurate cost estimation. My term paper deals with broadening your perspective number 4. Williams Company manufactures and installs custom cabinet. A customer, Nancy Cope, has sent a letter along with her payment wondering why overhead costs were not actual but rather estimated. As the company's management accountant, I have to explain to the customer why overhead costs are estimated and not actual. Manufacturing cost consists of direct material, direct labor, and applied overhead. Both material and labor costs are easy to calculate because they are based on actual resources utilized. However, overhead costs pertain to manufacturing operation as a whole. So, overhead costs have to be estimated for individual jobs since actual costs are unavailable. Two methods are used to estimate overhead costs: traditional and activity based costing. In traditional method, one has to decide an activity base based on which predetermined overhead rate is calculated. The activity base has to correlate well to the overhead cost. Otherwise, it will not serve its purpose. For example, labor hours, labor cost, machine hours are some of the examples that we can utilize. Predetermined overhead rate is equal to the estimated overhead cost for the year divided by expected activity base that is used for that year. Now, the applied overhead cost for a project can be calculated as the activity based used for a project multiplied by predetermined overhead rate. Traditional method is simple and easy. The activity based costing or the ABC method has more than one activity cost pool and respective cost drivers. For each of the cost driver, there is an overhead rate. The ABC applied overhead cost is equal to summation of applied overhead costs for all of the activity cost drivers. ABC method is more accurate than the traditional method and it is especially recommended when a manufacturing industry employs automation in its production. It was interesting for me to know that manufacturing industries try to reduce overhead costs during economic downturns to increase profits because sales and unit price are stagnant. Also, ABC method is able to identify non-value added activities so that some of them can be eliminated. Now, we have to realize that not all the non-value added activities can be eliminated. For example, if you consider supervisory jobs and related costs, these jobs and these costs cannot be eliminated entirely because to a good extent the quality of the product will depend on the standards that need to be enforced by the supervision. So ABC consumes more resources, it is costly and expensive, but it can be more accurate. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.